Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today's practice is going to be a wind down yoga flow. So it's going to be really gentle, really restorative, and just a nice way to ease out any tension in the body, kind of like taking this as a refresher for the body and also calming the mind after a long day. So this one's quite a nice one to do in the evening. We are going to start standing though. So if you want to come up to standing, and you might want a block or a book or something there for a little twist that we might do. You might not need it, but it's nice to have a prop to hand. So starting standing, taking the feet kind of hip width apart, maybe a bit wider, spread out the toes, soften the knees. So it's not like a kind of an Ashtanga mountain pose. We want to make it a little bit softer today. So soften through the knees, relax the shoulders, close the eyes. And allow the shoulders to drop. Take a nice big breath in. And wash it out with a sigh. Two more like this. Big breath. One more full breath in. And let out the day. Lovely. Just starting to notice how you feel today. Any subtle sensations in the body. How our energy levels are doing. And without placing a label of good or bad or pleasant or unpleasant, just simply allowing yourself to be. Dedicating this next portion of your day to yourself. Lovely. Rolling the chin down towards the chest. And we're going to continue our journey down to a forward fold. So chin to chest, soften the knees, arms are heavy. As we slowly come into a heavy forward fold. So really generous bend in the knees. Let the head go. You can grab opposite elbows if that feels better for the shoulders. You can nod the head yes and no. And just allow any tension from your week, from your spine to just drip out the top of the head and wash away. Wonderful. Softening the knees a little more, bringing the fingertips down towards the mat. This is where we might need our block. So you're going to bring your left hand to the block, or if you can reach the floor comfortably, be on the floor, that's cool. And then bend into your left knee. So left hand is on the floor, left knee is bent. Begin to straighten your right leg, and then the right hand is going to reach up towards the sky. So you start to feel a stretch through the side of the hamstring, maybe more into the back of the hamstring as well. Good. Options to stay here, or you can bring this hand all the way behind. Grab for your hip crease, or your t-shirt, or your leggings, and see if you can roll that shoulder open. Now find a bit of softness in the pose. So if you're kind of over-efforting, maybe have a little bend of that knee. Maybe that makes it easier. You don't want to be straining. And if it's too much to look up, look down. Totally fine. Take a big breath. And switch it on over. So the right hand comes down. The right knee bends as the left leg straightens. And let's take the left hand on up. Maybe popping here, maybe it comes to the lower back. Maybe you can reach around and go for a deeper twist. Now, take that time to find your ease in it. So whatever you've got to do, subtle movements to make it kind of comfortable and maybe even more enjoyable. Good, take a nice big breath. Exhale, bringing that left hand down, soften the knees, let the head drop. And then you're going to heel toe your feet to the outside edges of your mat. So your big toes are pointing out, use your hands for support. Bringing the sit bones down between the heels, coming into a yogi squat. So your hands can stay here or hands to heart center. And then just take a little rock from side to side, just a gentle rock from side to side, checking in with those hips. Awesome. Good. From here, bringing the hands down, and we're going to come to an all fours position. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And let's take a little bit of a free flow here. So whatever feels good on your hips and your shoulders today. So maybe pushing the hips from side to side and kind of working into that outer hip. Maybe it's more about the shoulders and the neck and you want to kind of wind it on out. It's quite helpful to like close your eyes, drop that ego and listen to the body. If it feels really nice, it's probably a good indication that your body wants a little bit more of it. And it might not be as expressive and big as this. It might be kind of subtle for you today. Like, subtle is good sometimes. Lovely. Then coming back to a neutral place. Keep your hips exactly where they are. So you want to keep your hips over the knees. And then walking the hands to the front edge of your mat. From here, you're going to drop the chest down. Maybe the chin or maybe the forehead. Now, if your forehead is kind of hanging in midair, grab your block and place your forehead so the neck can release. With each exhale, melt your heart down towards the earth. So this is puppy pose, or sometimes referred to as melting heart pose. Bringing attention to in between the shoulder blades, a big part where a lot of us hold stress in there. So with each exhale, can you allow that to wash down and out through the arms, out of those fingertips. Relax the hands. Take one more full breath. And maybe there's a sigh. Good. Slowly walking your hands back underneath the shoulders. Lovely. We're going to stretch the back of the shoulder now. So right hand reaches high to the sky. As you exhale, thread it on through underneath the left armpit. Come down onto your right cheek. If your cheek doesn't reach the mat, grab a block or a pillow. Option to stay here, option to bring your left hand to your lower back, or maybe you can grab the hip crease of your right leg. Big breath. See how the breath is kind of pushed into the back of that right shoulder. Wonderful. Bringing that left hand down. Inhale, right hand reaches high. Touch the ceiling. Lovely. As you exhale, bring it on down. Let's do the opposite side. So inhale, left hand reaches high. Exhale, thread it on through. Come down. Relax. Awesome. Maybe bringing that right hand to the lower back. Maybe for the hip crease. Good. Nice smooth breaths in. Long breaths out. Good. Bringing that right hand down towards the mat and then reaching that left hand high to the sky. Exhale to place it back underneath the shoulder. Awesome. Spread those fingers nice and wide, tucking the toes, stretching out through our feet. So pushing the hands back, pushing the bum back even to stretch out through the feet. So you can stay here or maybe hands come up onto those thighs. Give your toes your full weight of your body. Now, if you don't do this very often, this can be really uncomfortable for some of us. So you can bring your hands down at any point. Otherwise, this is really good for stretching out the feet, which is going to activate our fascia, our connective tissue, higher up in the body. So particularly when we get into our calves and our hamstrings, this is really going to help. Let's do a little bit more for our shoulders while we're here. Interlace your fingers, bring them to the back of your head. This is my favorite pose. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, let your elbows drop to the side, chin up. Lovely. Enjoy that nice big opening through the heart. And the head can completely relax into your hands. Wonderful. Big breath in. Exhale, bringing the hands down, untuck the toes. You can give them a little kind of tap out if you need. Roll out through those ankles. Awesome. As you inhale, extend your right leg back and push through that heel. So getting into that calf muscle. You can take a little rock forwards and back if that kind of works better than a static hold. Lovely. And then bringing that knee in, opposite leg extends out, pushing through that heel. Nice. Keep the legs straight and strong. You often find you get a little bit more out of it when it's straight. Awesome. Then bringing that knee in, spread the fingers wide, tucking the toes. We'll take a little downward facing dog here. So tucking the toes, lifting the bum, and making it gentle here. So maybe there's a little more softness in the knees than what you would usually practice your downward dog in. And if it's too much in the shoulders, bend the knees even more, send the bum back so your toes have more weight than your hands. So give your shoulders a bit of a break if they're feeling tired. Nice, maybe there's a little pedal through there. Awesome. And then dropping the knees. And we're going to lower all the way down to our tummies. So walking the hands a little bit further forwards, coming all the way down to the tummy. Once you get there, make a little pillow for your head with your hands. And then relax the front body down. And as you do that, you might find you get a little kind of sensation in the lower back. Wonderful. From here, you're going to bend your right knee and you're going to grab your right foot with your right hand, pulling the heel in towards the glute, coming into a quad stretch. Lovely, breathing into those large muscles in the front of the thigh. Lovely, as you exhale, release. And then bending your right knee out to the side. So maybe the knee comes up in line with the hip, maybe not. And you should feel it in your inner thigh. Relax the upper body, no need to do any work with that upper body. Relaxing through the tummy too. Lovely. If you feel like you want some more here, you can come up onto the forearms and it just intensifies it a little bit and brings it into a back bend. But this is not for everyone, so don't be afraid of like just staying with the forehead down. Lovely. And then coming on down, sliding that foot back into place. Take a little shimmy of the hips. Good. Bending that left knee. Grabbing for the left foot with your left hand, coming into that quad stretch. Lovely, heel in towards the glute. And as usual, finding that sense of ease. So whatever you've got to do to make this more enjoyable. Good, and then letting go of the foot. You're going to slide that left knee up towards the side of you. Maybe the knee comes in line with the hip. Relax the feet. Notice if the feet begin to like claw and grip. Soft tummy, no core engagement. And if you want to go for a little bit more, you can come up onto the forearms. Imagine your pelvis was heavy, like really, really heavy. Wonderful. Good. From here, coming on down. Sliding that foot back in place. Take a little shimmy of the hips. And then bend both knees. Flex the feet just lightly. And then just take them to swipe side to side, just real easy. Lovely. Then bringing them back through center and then roll out through your ankles. You can even point and flex the feet as well. That might feel kind of good on the lower leg, on the ankle joint. Good. And then landing the feet down. Hands underneath the shoulders, pushing back to child's pose. So settle the sit bones to heels, forehead to the earth. Take a nice big breath in and let it go through the mouth. Good. Inhale, coming forwards to all fours. We're going to set up for a pigeon pose here. So bringing your right knee to the right wrist. Bring the foot over to the left. Cool. And then slide your back foot back. Now at this point, you might want to prop up your right glute with a block, 2 blocks, 3 blocks, a pillow or something. The tendency is to fall to one side and you kind of lose the stretch. So you kind of want to be 50-50 on either hip. Lovely, take a nice big breath. And as you exhale, come on down. So maybe for some of us, we get to our forearms. Maybe we come down and relax the head onto the hands or a brick onto a pillow. And we should be feeling that stretch in the right hip. So right glute, right hip area. If there's tightness and tension in the knee, prop up with a block, or you can do the same one on your back. I'll quickly demonstrate. You can cross your right knee over, and this is stretching the same area, but you're just on your back and can control it for your knee a little bit more. Otherwise, we're going to take pigeon on our front. So come on down. Now slow your breath here. And the key is to relax as much as possible and do less. So I know that is really alien to most of us, but by doing less in this pose, you actually experience a little bit more. So just notice if you're kind of holding on or gripping in the fingers, the toes. And with each exhale, can you allow yourself to loosen that grip? Working into the deeper layers of the body. You're doing so well. Take a nice big breath in. And sigh something out. Don't be shy. Good. Slowly walking the hands back towards you. Well done, everyone. Sometimes that can be really tough. You're going to come down and sit onto that right bum cheek. And then bring that left leg out in front, feet flat on the mat, hands behind, and then swipe it on out. Well done. Awesome. From here, you're going to bring your left shin down towards the mat, and then your right leg is going to come behind, and we're going to set up for pigeon in the same way. So 50-50 on either hip. So just imagine if you need to prop up that left glute at all. And you might find you're way, way different on this side. No one is completely symmetrical. So when you're ready, come on down, being mindful of knees, and find a bit of pressure for your forehead. So maybe like a block or the backs of your hands. That little bit of pressure in between the eyebrows is really calming for the nervous system. So will help you in this pose. Sometimes these longer holds in stillness are harder than like all the power yoga, all the handstands, all that stuff. This is sometimes a little bit more about the mental challenge of staying still. Lovely. With each exhale, allow the hips to drop and become heavy. And just notice if in these longer hold, your mind wants to be distracted. It wants to take you out of this pose. But see if you can allow yourself to really be in this pose, be in the present moment. It is so lovely to have you fully here. So stay with the breath. Good, take another full breath in. And sigh something on out. Good, slowly walking the hands back towards you. Well done. You're going to come down into that left bum cheek and then bring that right leg out in front and just take a nice little swing of the knees from side to side, side to side. Lovely. Let's take a really gentle forward fold here. So taking the legs out long, feet about hip width apart. You're going to shake out your feet, shake out your legs. Awesome. And then from here, take a big breath. And as you exhale, flop forward. So kind of like a seated ragdoll. We did this one standing. So head is heavy. Feet are relaxed. There is nothing to strive for. There is no pretty shape or pretty pose to aim for. Just allow the hamstrings, the posterior chain to relax. So those muscles up the length of the spine on the back. They work so hard for us all week, keeping us upright. Give them a break. After you take one more big breath in. And a sigh out. Good. Slowly, slowly rolling all the way up. Sliding your hands down your legs. We're going to come down onto our back. All the way down. Lovely. For this one, we're going to bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees drop out. So if you want more of a hip opening, you want the heels closer to the groin, or if you want less, toes closer to the front edge of your mat. Hands can rest on your front body if this is nice for you, or maybe interlace the fingers, bring them to the back of the head, and elbows kind of replicate what the knees are doing. Close the eyes. Take a nice big breath in. Sigh out. Relax the body. Every inhale nourishing the body. Every exhale washing away tension. You are welcome to stay here in this pose for as long as you need today and take Shavasana. Otherwise, coming up to a seated position in your own time, closing the practice with one big breath in together through the nose. Open the mouth, let it out. Blinking the eyes open. Thank you so much for sharing this practice with me today. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give it a little thumbs up. Hit subscribe if you aren't subscribed already, and I will see you on tomorrow's flow. Bye guys.